and they brought him into Hershey, Pennsylvania, and we almost had a riot that night. And it just kind of escalated, and Vince was the kind of promoter that let you go as far as you could, and then when it got too far, he would pull you back in. He would pull the reins back, and we really had a lot of fun with it. And, it got to be where when I finally got going, Macho Man broke his wrist, broke his hand, and he was in a big storyline with the Ultimate Warrior. So Vince started doing a couple things here and there, and he switched me in with the Ultimate Warrior. And that's like walking into a beehive.
Well, that'll be a whole other show for us.
That's a whole other program. But anyway, we got through that point, and we got to Miami, and we decided to put the title on Sergeant Slaughter and go after the Hogan thing at WrestleMania. And to make things worse, they kept having Gene Okerlund saying things that I desecrated the flag and all these things, and it just got people pretty upset. I never did those things, but they kept telling them I did. So I'd go into restaurants at 3 o'clock in the morning and I wouldn't get served. I mean, they would tell me, you can't eat here, you're un-American. And this went on, quite a while. I had death threats almost every night that I wrestled. We had bomb threats at the arenas. And after I won the title from the Ultimate Warrior in Miami, I got to Philadelphia, and Chief Strongbow came up to me and said, "Have you talked to Vince today?" And I said, "No." He said, "Have you talked to your wife?" I said, "No." He said, "You might want to call them." So I called my wife. There was an answer, and I called Vince, and he said, "Have you spoken to your wife?" I said, "No." I said, "Well, I talked to her." She called up and said they were going to kill you, kill me, and kill our families, blow up our houses, and blow up the wrestling office, and blow up the studio. And he said, "I couldn't reach you. You're on an airplane, so I called your wife to have her maybe go to a hotel or to a friend's house so I could get some security around your home." And I said, "Well, that's very nice of you to do." And so finally I got a hold of my wife, and she was kind of laughing about it. And I told you this wasn't a good idea. So I got home about 2 days later. When I got home, I lived in a place where you could hardly find it itself because I didn't have a road that had a sign on it. It was a dirt road. And I came back up this kind of a mountainside, and when I did, there was a RV sitting in my driveway. How I got there, I'll never know, but 4 men came walking over to me and showed me that they were packing weapons and that they were going to secure the area and patrol around my home 24/7 and until everything cooled down. And that's basically what happened. They were going to take my children to school and be with them all day, and then be with my wife if she wanted to go to the store. And we said no, we aren't going to do that. We don't want to fuel the fire. We'll run our lives normally as we normally do. And so I went to the school and talked to all the kids and all the teachers, and everybody there, saying that this is just a character that their dad is playing. He's not really that way. I'm not an Iraqi sympathizer. I'm really an American and the Marine Corps and all this and that. And so we got by it okay. And I had to wear a bulletproof vest for a while because we got so many death threats. But the thing in L.A. was we were scheduled to go into the L.A. Coliseum, which Vince had set for 104,000 people, fans, because he wanted to break the Detroit record for WrestleMania. I'm not sure it was 3. And he showed me the layout. It had big screen TVs on both ends, and it was really a nice setup. And about 2 weeks before, they said we had to secure the building, Coliseum, and it was going to cost about $4 or $5 million. And Vince says, "There's no way I'm going to do that. We'll go into the small building." So that's why we ended up going into the smaller building. And we still held the record for many years for a pay-per-view buy, but it's been broken since. But it was quite a hectic time, and the funnest time answering my friends and relatives and my parents and everything like that. But we finally got through it. And when the war started and people were losing their lives, that's when we turned back to winning our country back, and Sergeant Slaughter became the hero again. And
you're still a hero today, and well, I wanted to hear that story because I'd heard it just by you hear locker room stories, and I wanted to hear it from you about that, and that for all the fans out there, that is the truth that I heard from several people. It had to be moved indoors because of security, and you went on now to become one of the great good guys of all time in the business. And gosh, we could go for hours and hours. Sarge, I don't want Road Warrior Animal mad at me, but I'm going another Minnesota guy, and I've got to get him on. And for all the fans out there, if they want Sergeant Slaughter, what is it, Steve?
It's sergeantslaughter.com.
sergeantslaughter.com,
yep.
And Sarge has all his contacts are on there, and I guess a book deal will be coming up for you. I'm going to talk to Road Warrior about his book, and I don't know, maybe there will be a book for Honky Tonk Man someday, Sarge. But for all the fans who listen to that story you just told, and all the stories you have told tonight, fans, our business really is real when you have to have armed security guards and bulletproof vests.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, the book is definitely something I should think about doing, because as I talked at Cauliflower Alley Club for maybe 20-25 minutes, I only touched a brief part of my career, and there's a lot to talk about, especially with some of those matches with the Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, and just traveling up and down the roads, and I think people would really love to hear that kind of thing. And,
I think so. I think that's one way for you to
tell the animal that Johnny Weaver still could put him in the sleeper hold even though he's dead.
I will do that. But I think that if you did a book, it would be a way to tie up so many loose ends of a fabulous 30, 40-year career that's just fantastic. And, you're a great humanitarian, a great human being, a great pro wrestler, and a great friend of mine. And I appreciate you being on with me.
Thank you for having me and allowing me to finally get on. I know it wasn't easy, but we finally got it, and hope to be on again. And continue to
I hope so. Thanks, Sarge. I love you, brother.
Thank you. No push-ups for you.
Thank you so much, Sarge.
All right.